In the first half, we did a good job of competing. I was really proud of that group that was in there at the end of the half with Jacoby and Tyson, with all those guys we had with 2 early fouls. The way they ended that half, getting 6 consecutive stops and doing a really good job against obviously a quality ball club. But I just thought in the second half, I think they shot 56% from the field in the second half, and we just gave up too many timely offensive rebounds to the other team. You know, offensively, we had our problems. I thought we had a plethora of opportunities in the first half to finish at the rim that we just didn't get done. But I just thought that when we did get a stop in the second half, they got the offensive rebound. There's really no reason at all to not get a defensive rebound on the free throw block out. So we had a couple of those. But, you know, our team is growing, but we still got ways to go.
What makes Florida's defense, you know, they've had a couple good games in a row on that side of the ball. What makes it so hard?
Well, they're the #1 defense in the SEC. And I think the reason is because they make multiple rotations in one possession. I think a lot of teams make one rotation in one possession, but whenever they break down, they make their mistakes, but they cover up for those mistakes by rotating out of it. And part of it is their personnel. They got 4 guys out there that can really guard anybody on the perimeter. And they got Patrick Young who moves the basketball. But I think what makes them so good defensively is, one is they do an excellent job scouting. You know, I think Coach Donovan and his staff do a great job of scouting. But I think when it's all said and done, they make multiple rotations in one possession.
With the length that they have on the perimeter, and you guys were only able to shoot 6 free throws the whole night, and just not much as far as driving the ball.
Well, I think that's a product, too, of, like, people knowing what our limitations are on the offensive end with our inability to shoot the basketball time. So they weren't out pressuring us. They were in the gaps, and so we didn't have the driving lanes that we have.
I feel like maybe in the second half it was kind of a mouse-and-mouse situation with Patrick Young kind of moving the ball, or whether it was Gavin kind of hobbling a little bit, or whether it was Rockwell having to guard him.
Well, I mean, if Gavin wears a mouse, then we're in trouble then, because to me, there's no difference between those guys in physicality and size.
Was that a championship caliber team?
What type of championship?
National championship?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think for them, the way they share the basketball, to me, what makes Florida so good is the fact that they got good players, but they've also accepted who they are. And I think they share the basketball better than anybody else in the SEC. Now, how they are compared to Kansas and Syracuse and those guys, I got no idea because I haven't seen those guys. You get so wrapped up in your own team and your opponent, so I really don't know. But I tell you this now, with the way they share the basketball and the way they defend, they should have a chance. Now, whether they are or not, I have no idea.
Against a good defense, like you talked, IJ seemed to, take a little more aggression and make some plays for himself when things just weren't there for other guys.
Yeah, I think IJ's just a good player. You know, he's going to do whatever's necessary in order for the team to be successful. And so if the team needs some points, he's going to try to score some points. If we need him to post feed, he's going to post feed. We need him to defend, he's going to do that. So he's going to do anything he has to do in order to try to win the ball game. And I think it's hurt IJ with the fact that he's had a concussion and missed some games. He had the hamstring and missed some games. So he's not your typical freshman at this point in time because he's played about half those games already.
How difficult is it when they almost seems like they nickel and dime you, where there's not a huge run, but it's just 2 points here, 3 points here, 4-2 run, 6-4 run. How difficult is it to kind of get back in the game against a team like this?
Well, I think it's difficult to get back in the game against them because they're good, you know. But I think what they are is, like, they don't have, like, a lottery pick like most of these top 5 teams in the country. I think what they have is they have a good team. And so when they don't have maybe a go-to guy like an Andrew Wiggins or Jabari Parker or Doug McDermott, it makes them different in that regard because you can kind of sustain it a little bit and stay in there, but eventually they're going to keep nicking, and then finally they cut you.